So a couple of days ago, Jamie Mullarkey versus Francisco Prado was announced by Big Marcel on his Instagram. So it was more than 2 days ago. It was 4 days ago. I'm a little bit late, but I thought I'd better talk about it. I'm going to be doing a lot of these fight announcement videos on my YouTube channel with some quick predictions and breakdowns. And much needed fight. UFC 284 needed Jamie Mullarkey on it. It's got 13 fights on the card, thanks to the Jack Della Maddalena edition. But man, this card is needing a bit of main card spice. Like, Jack Della Maddalena can go on the main card. Then we've got one more fight that we need to put on the main card of UFC 284. And in my opinion, it doesn't make the most sense in the world. But Robert Whittaker seems to want to fight on UFC 284. Dan Hooker also seems to want to fight on UFC 284. So one of those two gets an opponent. I feel like Dan Hooker's actually been given a contract for this card, so that could be quite cool. Or Robert Whittaker versus Jared Cannonier could be another option as well, because Jared Cannonier has come out and said in an interview that he will fight Robert Whittaker at UFC 284, but it seems like no contracts have been sent out about that, because otherwise we would have heard about it in the news. But I think we're going to see Dan Hooker on the card. I think Robert Whittaker is going to give this one a miss, but let's just talk about this matchup here. Jamie Mullarkey versus Francisco Prado. The first thing I thought when I saw it was, I do know who Francisco Prado is. He's not someone that I don't know. He's actually on my list for Dana White's Contender Series, guys, but I've actually removed him from my list because he's been signed to the UFC. The first thing I thought was, man, I don't think Francisco Prado can win this one. But now I'm sitting here and I'm giving it a little bit more thought. I actually kind of like the Francisco Prado pick. It's not set in stone yet because the fights are still 4 weeks away, so I've got a lot of time. But yeah, Jamie Mullarkey didn't really get off to the best start. In hindsight, though, he fought some really, really good guys. I mean, he fought Fareez Ziyam, he fought Brad Riddell. Brad Riddell was on the come up at that point in his career. Lost to Yarlin Turner, who's now like a top 10 guy, I believe, or ranked number 12, 11, around there. But the guys he's beaten are Connor Worthy. Like, everyone's knocked out Connor Worthy. Devontae Smith, everyone's knocked out Devontae Smith at this point. Competitive fight with Michael Johnson as well. Like, it's not too bad considering Michael Johnson just beat Mark Diakase, but I'm looking at Francisco Prado, and it's just such a big jump up in competition for him, though. Like, Jamie Mullarkey is a much more elite guy than all these guys that he's beating, but the thing is with Francisco Prado is he's 11-0 with 11 finishes. Most of them are even in the first round, especially earlier on in his career when he wasn't fighting the best guys, but he's on a 2-fight first round KO streak against fighters in the first round, and he's also got grappling as well. He's got 6 wins by submission out of 11 wins, 5 by KO, 6 by submission, and I think he could beat Jamie Mullarkey if he mixed it up and tried to use the grappling. I really don't mind Francisco Prado maybe playing around with Jamie Mullarkey on the feet for a bit, and then in the second round and third round maybe going for a submission or something like that, because it's not like this is a super short notice fight. Like, albeit it is about 4 weeks notice, it is short notice considering Francisco Prado is going to have to move country as well. It might be his first time fighting in front of a massive crowd as well. First time fighting overseas, that's not in the sort of Argentina area, I would say, as well. Is that true? Has he fought for the same promotion his whole career? I believe he has. That's always it's not a bad sign. It's just like a sign that he's going to be out of his comfort zone as well. Like, damn, I think he's so young too. He's is he younger than me? He might actually be the same age as me, like exactly, because I'm 20. No, he's older than me. He's older than me. He's very slightly older than me. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be going Francisco Prado. I like him as a prospect. Jamie Mullarkey's got the big hometown advantage. Jamie Mullarkey's a brawler. He's always in exciting fights. Francisco Prado was as well. He's a finisher, and it's such a big step up in competition. But I do think Prado passes the test, man. 23% picking Prado and most of them by KO. 6% by submission, which is interesting. He's got more submissions on his record than KOs, but that's topology for you. Most people picking Mullarkey. I do understand the Mullarkey pick big time, but I have a feeling Prado gets it done, man. I feel like there's a big jump up in competition for him. Like, it's not like he's not fighting guys that aren't that great though. Like, he fought an 8-2 guy. He did fight a 20-15 guy, but at least he's got someone with lots of experience. Beat a 6-0 guy. Beat a 13-3 guy. He's beating good guys. And now he's getting a big jump up in competition against Jamie Mullarkey. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. But I do, at the moment, pick Francisco Prado. I'm interested in the fight, though, Louise. I'm excited. This is a banger. It's going to be a fun fight. Francisco Prado's super young. He's 20 years old. If he wins this, he's going to be 12-0. and 20 in the UFC. Like, it's gonna be absolutely insane. But yeah, give me Prado. I think he might be able to beat Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey's on a good run as of now, but I don't mind Prado in the matchup, man. I'm so excited for this fight, though. Man, it's gonna be a good one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm looking forward to it.